Hello everyone, I'm Minette. I'm President of the National Farmers Union and farming myself in South Wiltshire. I'm so pleased to be able to do this supporting video for the LEAF conference, and just going to give you sort of 5 minutes of my thinking around climate change and try and answer the questions that are being posed to me, which is starting off with, is the UK government taking climate change seriously enough? I think we have to face the fact that this is a very, very febrile time. A huge amount sitting on the Prime Minister's desk. The final round of negotiations, we have just over a month to go now before the end of transition. So I think things will reboot and settle down. And, the game changer for government and political thinking across the piece is the COP26 next year. So 2021, a big year for the UK and a massive year for the world, because this is the most important round of climate change discussions to date. And that leads me on, and I want to cover off a few aspects of why I think COP26 is so important and why I believe we as farmers can offer so many of the solutions. Because I know for my business, we've seen huge impact here from ever more severe weather events, whether it is the wet winter, whereby it started raining last September and never finished until March. Then we were into periods of drought across the country, and then back into periods of huge rainfall and flooding, and the aspect of too much water in some places and not enough water in others. So my farm and NFU members everywhere are already experiencing the impacts of climate change and ever more frequent and challenging weather events. Now, obviously, the NFU set the ambitious target to achieve net zero by 2040. Now, why 2040? Why try and beat the government target of 2050? We were absolutely determined to want to be opening doors, to want to have people coming to us and saying, why 2040? Why do you think that farmers can achieve it earlier? And we really believe that farmers can, but there has to be the right incentives. And with a new policy on the table, there has been no better time to look at climate smart farming practices. Now, the NFU set out 3 pillars of thinking. One is definitely about focusing more on ever more efficient farming methods, more precision farming, better animal health status, better genetics, really focusing in on sustainable farming. And nobody has shown better leadership in that area than LEAF. Also focusing on carbon storage. So yes, trees, bigger hedges, trees in hedges. We need to be able to capture more carbon. I'm fascinated to look at the work of GWCT and see how beetle banks are actually storing vast amounts of carbon. The huge opportunity that there is for us to lock down more carbon into our soils. And thirdly, and potentially the biggest pillar of all, is renewable energy and the bioeconomy. This is a really important part going forwards, a really important part to date of farmers' diversification. So those are the 3 pillars of thinking that will shape, we hope, the new Sustainable Farming Initiative. Of course, we've worked very closely with LEAF on a co-designed white paper proposal to government on exactly what sustainable farming can look like. As a beef farmer myself, I'm obviously sensitive to the challenges that we face, but a key red line for us has been that we don't want to see livestock numbers going down. We believe that with more efficient farming practice, we really can keep the same numbers here. And I would make the case very strongly that we must not link production of livestock with consumption. So obviously a lot of challenges around diet. We strongly believe that we've got to be really engaging with whole foods, with nutrition, with really making the case for, those meals that are based on healthy ingredients. COVID has got people back cooking, really focusing on their food. All the retailers I speak to say that actually ready meals are down in sales. People are engaging with their diets and recognizing that, their health is dependent on them. This is a huge, huge opportunity for us as farmers. So we mustn't make that dangerous link of linking consumption with production. We've got to look at what we're not consuming here that we are exporting to other parts of the world, whereby, you know, they do not have access to the high quality food that we are producing here. We grow grass. It's, you know, one of the few countries in the world that has this maritime climate. Another area where we need to grow more and where we need to revolutionise is water. We cannot carry on with the situation with diffuse water just heading out into the sea, the situation of too much and too little. We've got to be able to, as indeed we have done in the past, move water around the country and really drive the horticultural revolution that I've talked about in the past. We should be producing much more of our fruit and veg here. It's a no-brainer, it really is, but it needs, again, a strong, ambitious working relationship with government. And I guess my one climate change wish is that the COP26 next year is a game changer, that agriculture rises to the fore right across the world, and we really work together to make sure that we are deemed the solution. Because if I look at the UK as an example, 70% of the UK is a farmed landscape. There's enormous opportunity, not just for the food that we produce, but the fibres that we produce as well, insulating our homes, getting back to sustainable living. Climate change is the challenge of our time, and I passionately believe that our farmers are the solution to it. Thank you so much for listening.